And there you have it. After 4 weeks of fantastic football and phenomenal moments, the 2018 World Cup finally concluded on Sunday with France lifting the trophy. Despite many people feeling pessimistic towards the tournament being hosted by Russia, it's fair to say that the hosts exceeded expectations and helped produce a memorable tournament that will be looked back on fondly in years to come. With the tournament all done and dusted, here are my top 10 best and worst players of the 2018 World Cup. Number 5. Worst. Joshua Kimmich. Going into the tournament, Germany were deservedly one of the favourites to lift the trophy. Throughout their run in 2014, the Germans were outstanding as they conquered every team they faced, but the same cannot be said about their efforts this time around. While many players were underwhelming for Die Mannschaft, 23-year-old right-back Joshua Kimmich was easily one of the worst of the lot. When in attacking positions, Kimmich failed to produce any significant chances with his crosses, and would often find himself pushing too high up the pitch that allowed the opposition to exploit during games. Considering the fact that Kimmich does not have the necessary speed to get back into his position, this area was usually exploited during the games that the Germans played. For example, during Mexico's 1-0 victory over the defending champions, winger Hirving Lozano caused many problems for the right-back and had complete freedom under counter-attack before scoring the winning goal for his country in the 35th minute. Number 5. Best. N'Golo Kante. With other players like Paul Pogba and Kieran Trippier also having outstanding tournaments, I'll admit that starting off the best side of this list was a pretty difficult decision to make. In the end, I decided that N'Golo Kante for me was the 5th best player of the tournament. Being positioned in a double pivot with that aforementioned Pogba, Kante acted as a shield in front of the back four and consistently won the ball back from the opposition. The 27-year-old's worth of pick also allowed for Pogba to get more involved further up the pitch. With Kante playing at his best, it's no surprise either that he made more tackles and interceptions combined than any other player across the entire tournament. Number 4. Worst. Carlos Sanchez. If I'm being honest, he was a complete disaster. In every game the midfielder played, he was without a doubt a massive liability for his country. In Colombia's opening match against Japan, the 32-year-old was sent off after just 3 minutes and gave away a pretty stupid penalty. Following his return, the midfielder was abysmal against Senegal and gave away yet another penalty against England in their round of 16 tie. It's no surprise that the one game in which Sanchez didn't feature in, which was against Poland, was the one game in which Colombia actually played well in. Number 4. Best. Rafael Varane. And here we are again with the winners of the 2018 World Cup. Rafael Varane was easily the standout defender at the tournament for me, but that shouldn't take away from Samuel Umtiti's importance or performances for Les Bleus. The 25-year-old played a crucial role for Real Madrid last season, where he lifted the Champions League trophy for the 3rd consecutive time and carried out form going into this tournament. In every game Varane featured in, he usually delivered a faultless performance and also did a fantastic job against Uruguay and Belgium, where France kept clean sheets. Also, in regards to the former, Varane also scored a vital goal for France in their quarter-final clash. Number 3. Worst. Timo Werner. Considering how poor Germany were in the World Cup, it's not completely surprising that I've selected another player from Germany. Heading into the World Cup, many people, including myself, expected the 22-year-old forward to be the breakout star of the tournament. However, on the pitch, Werner clearly lacked a lot of confidence and often missed crucial chances of goal against the likes of Sweden and South Korea in Germany's group stage games. The only time the forward played well during the tournament was when he was temporarily shifted out wide in the game against Sweden. Had Werner been far more clinical in front of goal, the Germans would have had a much better tournament like many expected from them. Number 3. Best. Kylian Mbappe. Here we are again with yet another Frenchman. The once-in-a-generation superstar was at his best for France despite being the 2nd youngest player at the tournament. Whether it was his thrilling antics in the group stage, his dominating performance against Argentina, or even the vital role he played in the final, the 19-year-old unsurprisingly performed on the world stage and fully deserved to win the Young Player of the Tournament award. Also, his performances right now prove why he should be considered as one of the best players in the world. It says a lot about the potential that Mbappe has, that he's already playing consistently at this level while breaking records from legendary players in the process. His 4 goals this tournament were the most by teenagers since Pele's 6 goals in the 1958 tournament, and his goal against Croatia in the final was the 2nd time ever a teenager scored in a World Cup final, with Pele once again the only ever player to achieve that feat. Number 2. Worst. Willy Caballero. Well, sooner or later a goalkeeper was going to show up in this list, and Argentina's goalkeeper Willy Caballero was absolutely terrible in the 2 games he played for his country. Weeks before the World Cup started, Argentina were left in a poor situation following the injury to their first choice goalkeeper Sergio Romero. In his place, Caballero was initially selected to start between the posts. However, against Iceland, the 36-year-old looked sluggish and his errors essentially gave Alfred Finnbogason an empty goal to score in. Also, in Argentina's crushing 3-0 defeat to Croatia, the goalkeeper was once again at fault, especially after he scuffed the ball to Ante Rebic and gifted him a goal. It's no surprise that Caballero was dropped following the game, with the uncapped Franco Armani being awarded his international debut for Argentina in the decisive game against Nigeria. Number 2. Best. Luka Modric. The winner of the 2018 Golden Ball takes the runners-up spots for me in my list, with Croatia wowing everyone with their performances throughout the tournament. Luka Modric was the influential man in the middle who led his country to the final of the World Cup for the first time in their history. Similarly with Rafael Varane, Modric too entered the tournament after another top season with Real Madrid, where he lifted the Champions League for the 3rd consecutive year. Modric dictated the play in the middle of the pitch, and his passing ability was a joy to watch. It's a shame he was only able to register 1 assist throughout the entire tournament. It's no surprise either that he won possession more times than anyone else in the middle of the pitch and made the most recoveries of the tournament. While I don't see it happening, the 32-year-old's performances for both Real Madrid and Croatia should be enough to put him in the final 3 for the Ballon d'Or. Number 1. Worst, David De Gea. It's another goalkeeper. That's right, my worst player of the 2018 World Cup is none other than Manchester United and Spain goalkeeper David De Gea. Coming into the tournament off the back of an outstanding campaign with the Red Devils, along with the fact that Spain were one of the heavy favourites to win the trophy, many fans expected the Spaniard to cement his position as the so-called best goalkeeper in the world. However, quite the contrary happened during the tournament. Unlike at Manchester United where he's used to facing an abundance of shots, the goalkeeper's concentration was all over the place for Spain and was easily one of their weakest links. Including Spain's crucial penalty shootout against Russia in the round of 16 clash, the 27-year-old faced 11 shots on target across the entire tournament, but he was only able to save one of them. Oh dear. The countdown is over and here we are. Number 1. Best, Eden Hazard. Last but not least, my personal player of the tournament is none other than Belgium's Eden Hazard. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't be completely surprised if some people thought I was being a bit too harsh on Mbappe or Modric for not having them higher up the list, but Hazard for me was without a doubt the most consistent performer during the tournament and was the Red Devils' key man as they got to their highest ever position in the World Cup. Even though Belgium were unsuccessful at making the 2018 World Cup final, it's fair to say that they exceeded expectations and Hazard was the front runner in this. In every game he played, the Chelsea man caused multiple problems for the opposition defenders with his fantastic ball work and his dribbling ability, and also he was an outstanding threat on goal. Throughout the tournament he was able to score on 3 separate occasions and also produce an assist, which perfectly summarises just how fantastic he was. With a switch to Real Madrid being reported in the media, as well as the unveiling of Mauricio Sarri as Chelsea's new manager, Hazard could very well cement his position as a top 5 player in the world, coming off this World Cup and going into the new season.